Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to my channel. So the new TaylorMade Milled Grind 3 wedges are officially here, and in this video I'm going to bring you all the information you need to know about these new wedges. There's some really interesting things going on here. First of all, we're going to take a look at some images of these wedges, then we're going to talk through some of the new technology featured in these wedges, because on the surface they look like a fairly plain standard-ish wedge. They look good, they look like really modern, futuristic, but there's not too much going on visually with these wedges. So let's dive in, let's start talking about them. Here we have a view of three wedges, 60 degree, 56, 52. You can see SB written on the soles. That is standard bounce on those wedges. And then if we have a look at another image of this wedge down at the ball, you know, they look pretty good. I mean, I really like the finish on them. They seem to match well with the rest of the TaylorMade iron lineup. Look really good. If you have a full bag of TaylorMade products, your bag is going to match and blend really well throughout the bag, and that's probably something TaylorMade really want to do, because if you have the irons, say, maybe you have the new TaylorMade P790 irons, and we just dropped a video yesterday on the brand new TaylorMade P790 irons for 2021 Generation 3, so check that video out if you haven't seen it. And if you have those irons, and you're probably going to want the rest of your bag to kind of match up. So maybe you want the TaylorMade P790 UDI 2 iron, and maybe you want the new Milled Grind 3 wedges, and you want everything to look in place. And I think they're doing a really good job of that. So this wedge looks really good down at the ball. Also, some more information if we take a look at another photo. This wedge comes in three different options. It comes in the standard finish, the kind of standard kind of satiny finish, and then you get it in this TaylorMade TW. It's kind of a limited edition one where it's kind of, I think you can only get it in the kind of silvery satin finish. I don't think you can get it in the black, but it comes in, I believe it's 56 and 60 degree, and it has kind of Tiger Woods' specific bounce and grind that he likes on his wedges. So it has a few interesting things. It has kind of some weight shaved out of the heel of this wedge, so you can open it up a little bit more. It has a bit more versatility to it, so I would be so excited to see how that actually looks in person. Here in the photo, it looks absolutely awesome. Love seeing that TW stuck on the back and 12 degrees of bounce there. And then as we have a look at the next image, it comes in this black finish as well, this kind of raw black, which we're going to take a look at some more images of, and looks like it has a really interesting kind of finish to it, a really interesting kind of wear to it. And obviously in this photo here we can see Tour preferred raw faces on these wedges. This pretty similarly to the last one. There's a few really interesting updates to the faces of these wedges we're going to dive into in a second. But, you know, these wedges are designed to rust over time, to keep that kind of spin rate as high as possible in wet conditions. Now, let's dive in and let's start talking about what's actually new with these wedges. Let's throw this image up here of this the standard kind of silvery satin finish. They look absolutely awesome. They look very kind of minimalist design, have that milled marking on the bottom of them, which I think is really popular, really looks good. Really look pretty classic, very minimalist on the back. Don't have TaylorMade written on it, just have the little logo and just have that Milled Grind 3 on the back as well. So basically, these wedges. So this is a quote from TaylorMade. Wedges have to be versatile and exacting, whether it's a full swing from 100 yards, a touchy 15-yard pitch that needs to stop quickly, or any distance in between. With Milled Grind 3, we've designed a wedge that's capable of delivering optimal spin on every shot from every distance. And that's kind of, I think, the main story with these wedges, kind of trying to make it bit more versatile, bit more spin on certain conditions. Really interesting. So they obviously still have the raw face technology, similar to the previous versions, which were really popular, really successful. Also a few other things. So they contain an unplated surface material that will rust over time to preserve consistent spin and also deliver better performance in wet conditions, according to the company. The all-new raised micro ribs aim to enhance those benefits further and add precision around the greens, especially on partial shots where you need to get that ball stopping quickly. So if you take a look at this image of the face of these wedges, and you can take a look pretty close in, you can actually see it has some very, very thin, very small raised areas in between the grooves of this wedge. And that is basically designed almost as like additional grooves, really, to help kind of deliver more spin basically on certain shots, which I would be really interested to know what effect that will have. I can't think of a wedge that's done that before, where they've actually raised bits out. I mean, obviously you have grooves, and you cut bits away, but I can't think of a wedge before that has like raised bits in between the grooves. If you can, comment down below. So what else is new with these wedges? So, well, the raised micro ribs, so apparently they're 0.02 millimeters tall and 0.25 millimeters wide. Span the entire face of the milled grind 3 wedges and sit between the traditional grooves. The ribs are designed to create an abrasive and textured surface area that improves the interaction between club face on ball on finesse shots. So they're really designed more on finesse shots around the green to help you get as much grip and spin as possible. Each leading edge and sole grind are individually CNC milled for accuracy and consistency from club to club, while the alterations to the sole and bounce offerings for the new milled grind 3 wedges include the following. So these are the bounce options on the wedges. So you can go for a low bounce option. This has a leading edge that sits closer to the ground, has less tendency to catch upon entry. The low bounce offers a slight increase in camber, designed to help the club glide through the turf with less resistance. The low bounce option aims to provide a smoother entry and exit of the club through the turf and features added trail edge relief, designed to deliver versatility while opening the face up to hit finesse shots around the green. And that sounds really good. If I was, reading that, I'd be really keen to try that option, especially as where I play in the UK, we have fairly firm fairways most of the year, and it takes a lot of rain to get our fairways, especially at my golf club, very wet and very soft. So having that option where it's kind of not going to dig in too much would probably be preferable. You have the standard bounce option as well, so this featuring a slightly wider sole than on the milled grind 2 wedges. The standard bounce sole geometry is geared towards increased playability and forgiveness on various shots. Added trail edge relief aims to provide versatility while opening the face up to hit finesse shots around the greens. Again, we've kind of heard that already, so it seems on most of the options they've added some versatility so you can open that face up a little bit easier. Then you have the high bounce option, designed to help players with a steep attack angle or those who play in softer conditions. The high bounce sole is slightly wider than the milled grind 2 and has increased camber for smoother surface interaction, whilst also featuring added trail edge relief. Then you have the TW grind. These are the kind of limited edition specific wedges with the TW stamp on the back, and these come in 56 and 60 degree lofts available. I think these will just be in the finish of the kind of silvery chrome, silvery satin. Each sole on the milled grind 3 TW was inspired by Tiger's grind. The 56 degree wedge is dual sole with heavy heel relief, while the 60 degree has an extremely high bounce on the leading edge with a shaved heel, allowing for maximum versatility. That sounds really interesting. It would be very, very interesting to kind of see what those wedges actually look like in hand when you're looking down at the ball, and how they are to open that club face up. So Engineers used precision mass placement for the Milled Grind 3 wedges in design to optimize CG location to encourage lower launch with increased spin. And actually, when I was at the Open Championship just a month or so ago, one thing I really noted was when you're watching these guys hit pitch shots and chip shots and stuff like that around the greens, like obviously this doesn't apply to them hitting flop shots, but most of the time when they're pitching the ball, their wedge flight, and this goes actually for just in general with their wedges, their wedge flight is very, very low. It's significantly lower than most amateur golfers, but they have the ball coming in with a ton of spin, and that is a very impressive thing. So that's going to help you get that lower launch and increased spin on these wedges. So they're also going to, whilst doing this, simultaneously bidding to deliver better sound and feel as well. Be really, really interesting to see how these wedges feel. I actually had the previous version of TaylorMade Milled Grind 2 wedges, and I really did like them. If I had to kind of have a few little issues with them, the only issues I had was when you really flushed it out the middle, it had like almost a bit of a sweet spot on it, which I felt, it felt really, really good. The feel off the wedges, but I just felt maybe distance control wise, it wasn't maybe as consistent across the face, because I did feel like they had a big sweet spot, don't get me wrong, but like it seemed to come off pretty hot off that spot. I don't know if you guys, if any of you use or used the previous version, TaylorMade Milled Grind 2, let me know if you found the same. Also on these wedges, progressive hosel lengths allows players to pair different hosel lengths with different lofts, allowing for optimal CG location. In addition, unlike in its predecessor, the new TaylorMade Milled Grind 3 wedges include a scratch finish on the toe area to reduce glare at address. That's quite interesting actually, because obviously that is a little bit of an issue when you get that glare at address off the wedges. That's kind of not ideal, so they have something called a scratch finish on the toe area that's designed to help reduce this. Now let's talk about the specs and pricing of these wedges. Standard bounce included is 46 degrees, 50 degrees, 52, 54, 56, 58, and 60 degrees. Low bounce options, 56, 58, and 60. High bounce options, 52, 54, 56, 58, and 60. The TW grind only available in custom offerings with lofts of 56 and 60 degrees. Be interesting to see how popular the TWs are. Let me know from this, from what I'm giving you guys, all this information, what's appealing to you? High bounce, low bounce, standard bounce, TW grind, normal, or maybe that black finish as well. Let me know. Shaft and grip, they come in the True Temper Tour Issue S200 shafts and Lambkin Crossline 360 grips. The finish on them, satin raw chrome and satin raw black. The price of them will be $179.99. This is in dollars, and the TW grind will be $199.99. So they will be available also from the 3rd of September. I believe that's the same date as the new TaylorMade P790 irons for 2021. Guys, that is the new TaylorMade Milled Grind 3 wedges. Let me know, comment down below what you think of all that. Love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. I reply to all your comments. Love to hear from you guys. Just comment down below. Make sure to give this video a like, and yeah, if you try out these wedges as well, comment down below. Let me know what you think of them. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'll see you guys really soon. And as always, grip it and rip it.